Hello and welcome, Mark here, and in this episode we're going to take a look at shaping by increasing. And of course increasing means increasing your stitches by one or maybe two, but we're just going to be looking at the single increases. First up is your F&Bs. Now your F&Bs are usually made on the edges rather than in the middle, and then we'll look at the make one right and make one left. So if you look at your fabric and you half it, the right side of the work is where you do the make one right, and then the left side of the fabric is where you do your make one left. Now sometimes designers swap these over to create a different effect, but we're just going to stick with them as you would normally see them. Yeah, I think that's it. So with all that said, let's get crafting. Right, so first up is the F&Bs, or otherwise known as knit front and backs. Now when you look at the stitch, it has a front leg and it has a back leg. And we're going to be working into the front and the back of the stitch before we take the old stitch off the needle. So you knit as you would normally knit, going in from left to right, wrap your yarn and put it through. But you're not finished yet. You need to lift that up, bring it round and pop your needle into the back of that stitch and then knit into it again, and that is your increase. And there you go. And I shall show you for why we don't do knit front and backs in the middle. So I'll just get up to the middle stitch. There we are. Middle stitch there. So we don't normally work a knit front and back in a middle stitch because it creates what looks like a purl bump. So let's just knit a couple of stitches and look, you have this bump. So having these bumps at the edges is fine because they'll get sewn in or they get disappeared into the pattern, so you don't really notice them. So hence the reason why we work these at the edges. But when you're doing a knit front and back at the beginning of the row and at the end of the row, you need to knit until you have 2 stitches left, and then you do your increase in the second to last stitch. So remember, so I didn't show you that again. So into the front as you would normally knit, but don't take that stitch off, bring it round and then go into the back of the stitch, knit it again, and there you are, you have your increase. And then if you look at the fabric, then the increases are both in the same places, and having that increase in the middle doesn't look very nice, does it? It's in the wrong place really, shouldn't be there. So I'll just work the, oh, dropped it there. I'll just work the purl side and then I'll be back with you to look at the make one right and the make one lefts. So let's have a look at the make one right, shall we? So we'll knit up a couple of stitches first, just to get us away from the edge. Now, to make one right, you have a bar here, and this is what you're going to pick up to knit into. These runs or bars between your stitches. And you will go in to back to front. I'll just bring that up a bit. To do and make one right. So it needs to look a bit like this. Now if you knit into this bit here, you're doing it wrong and you're going to end up with a big hole. And you need to knit into this one as you would normally do. And what I do is I lift it up to give me a little bit of slack and then knit into it. And there you are, that is the increase. Let's just do another one for you. So make one right again. It's going from back to front. So you have this little leg this side and a large leg at the back. Don't work into the back one because he's doing it wrong. You need to work into the front where it's difficult to do it. So if it's difficult to do it, you're doing it the right way round. Well, the right way round, sorry. And then we'll just get up to this middle bar here. And we'll do that again, just one more time. So there's your bar. You can lift it up this way and bring it over. Use your your right needle to lift. I'm moving over too far, aren't I? Lift it up with your right needle and place it onto your left. You can do it that way, or you can just go in with your left and grab the bar. Lift it up a little bit just to give yourself a little bit of slack to work into it. And there you go. So now let's have a look at the next increases that lean to the left. Right, so the left leaners now. So straight away, there's not a very good bar there, so I'll just nip past that one. There we go, we've got a nice bar there. And you could do the same thing again. You could use your right hand needle to lift that stitch up and pop it onto your needle, or as I prefer to do it, is just go in and do it. So make one left. Now you go from the front to the back and lift up that bar. So then you have your larger strand at the front and a little strand at the back this time, and you're going to knit into the back of it, and that is to make one left. So just knit a couple of stitches and we'll do that again. So you can use your right hand needle if you wish to bring your bar up. I'm moving too far up here, look, I'm disappearing off the screen. You can use this to lift it up and put your left needle underneath there to knit it, but I just prefer to just go in there with the needle and just get it done. Now if you can't get your stitch in there, if you can't get your needle into that stitch, you can go into the front and roll it over and then knit it into the back. It has to be knitted into the back. So we'll just do that one more time so we can have another clear look. So there's your strand, right in the middle there, there's your strand. I just need a bit more yarn there. Strand. You can lift it up with this one and pop it onto your needle, or you can just go straight in with your left needle and have hold of it like that. And you see it's leaning to the left, so that's telling you it's going to be a left leaning stitch. Go into the back of the stitch and knit, and that is a make one left. So we'll just work a purl row and then we'll see how all those increases look, shall we? Right, and there we go, just done a purl row, so we can have a look at all those increases. And as you can see, they are almost invisible. There's one there, there's one there, they're almost invisible, and it just shows you that you've done the stitching, the increases correctly. Okay, so that is increasing, shaping by increasings. So that is your knit front and backs, and you make one right and you make one left. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and until next time here on Mark Makes Stitches, bye.